Monday morning, and I've been wanting to make a Monday morning video for a long time. Finally, D-Rock, we're doing it. So, real quick, this is just a rant, very simple, and something that I want you to pass on or watch every Monday morning because the level cleaning is unacceptable. Look, what if I told you this was the last Monday morning of your life? What if I told you you died this week? Would you complain about your crap job or that test you don't want to take? I doubt it. You would go much higher level thinking. Well, that's really what it takes. It takes understanding that if you're not pumped right now, if you're begrudging what you're about to do, if you're not looking forward to it, look, I respect practicality. You got to go through school because your parents want to. You got to pay your rent. You got student loans. I get it. But please recognize the world we're living in. We're living in a world where there's so much more opportunity. This internet thing created way more opportunity for all of us. Way more. I mean, look, you might not even be alive. Like, your mom and dad had sex like 3 minutes later, and you wouldn't even exist, and you're complaining. You could have ended up being a bus, a tree. I just don't get it.
Woo! Good morning, family. Rise and shine. Another blessed and grateful day. TGIM. Thank goodness it's Monday. Honestly, this is a pretty wild day in history. If you actually look at the whole year, you won't see another beginning of the month that lands on a Monday, just like in May, a legendary day. Fired up for this month of Mayhem in May. JoJo in the building. Let's go. We've got a great topic coming in for today. I'm going to go ahead and get everybody ready to collectively dominate this month in all different areas, right? That's my focus coming into the month, is all of us to be able to grow in multiple different areas, because I know all of it ties together. So as we go ahead and get started for the day, let's get a little bit of gratitude. How's everybody feeling? Last night's vision call, last night's culture night. I'm so excited to hear the testimonies, to see everything that is in the work, to see all these dreams coming to reality. And I know this is just the beginning. Shane and Talina, good morning, fam. Let's get a little bit of gratitude down below, and we're going to go ahead and kick off the day with getting into the month of Mayhem. It's game time. Here we go. What's everybody grateful for coming in for the Monday? Oh, this is going to be a good one. Let's go. All right, IG is live. Here we go. It's game time. Love it, family. I'm grateful for God. I'm grateful to be alive. Thankful for the fresh month of expansion. Grateful for the industry. Thankful for the skill set. You can go ahead and say that again, right? In a time where so many are fearful, so many are afraid, and we're here sitting literally at one of the best positions that we could ever literally be at in human history. I don't know if you guys understand the times that we're living in, but let me give you an kind of an idea, okay? We're going through one of the biggest financial revolution shifts to ever hit planet Earth, believe it or not. What it is that we're living in, they're going to go back and they're going to write history books about these times today. So I know without a shadow of a doubt, we have the right information, we have the right value, the right circle to go ahead and make the most of these times. So blessed and grateful is absolutely an understatement. I'm grateful for the lessons. I'm grateful for all that is happening for us. I'm grateful for literally, think about this, 280 days, really getting the feeling, really getting deep. I know Shane and Talina are coming up on day 365. JoJo has really been getting deep, and this is where all the magic happens. So we can actually go back and be able to connect the dots. So let's get into the day. I love it. Today's topic, we're going to be talking about Mayhem in May, and I've got a tactical training coming into it. But the first thing I want to go ahead and touch on before we get into the meat and potatoes is, you know, we're into the 5th month of the year. And I was just thinking about it this morning. Why is it that so many have all of these phenomenal resolutions? All of us have so many great goals coming into the new year, 11-11, paint your vision. But why is it that by the time the 2nd month comes around, there's nobody else in the gym? The diets have went right back to the old habits. And I've started to realize it's because there's a pattern, right? You know what the pattern is? Most people struggle with intensity. Intensity is the main word coming into this month, right? Intensity with doing everything that we do. You see, once we start utilizing the power of intensity, the word resistance becomes no more, right? The thing that all of the areas that we used to think provided us so much resistance, whether that be going to the gym, building a store, right, building our body, going out and building relationships, building a business, any of these areas, most of the time, the difference is going to come with the amount of intensity that we actually apply with whatever it is that we're doing. Perfect example. Anybody can journal. Anybody can do this for 280 days. But why can some do this for this many days straight and not see anything happen in their life? But why can some people do it for 30, 60, 90 days and seeing things start to manifest? Intensity, right? That's one of the biggest things that I learned with anything that we do, being able to have intensity and intention with everything. So here's the difference, okay? When we become so connected to the vision, to the goals, getting organized, getting a schedule, like even today, this morning, I love the intensity this morning. We have yoga, we have our journaling, we have our meditation written down. Some people are already hopping on Go Live. Some people have already got down more this morning than some people are doing a whole day. That's the type of intensity that I'm talking about. This is the type of connection that it's going to take to really allow us to go ahead and max out this month of May. Okay. So procrastination is one of the biggest things when it comes to resistance, right? When you look at the word resistance, what's the underneath layer underneath resistance? The word ends up being procrastination. And the biggest reason a lot of us procrastinate, I've been there myself, right? That's one of my biggest weaknesses, if we're being honest, because I used to call myself a perfectionist. But you see, being a perfectionist is only an excuse to not do the action, to not put it out there, because it has to be perfect. The second my mentor asked me the question, he said, D, well, what's perfect to you? I couldn't even answer that question because there is no such thing. Done is the new perfect. So I don't care what it is that we're looking to do for this month. When we pick a focus, when we pick an area to really go ahead and get intense about, this is where the growth is really gonna multiply. So here was the last thing I want to touch about before I get into the meat for today. Too many are asking for results to make us happy. I'll be happy when I get a couple sales. I'll be happy when I get some ka-chings. I'll be happy when I get some withdrawals. I'll be excited when somebody finally joins my business. You know what I had to realize? The excitement happens before it happens physically. This is with anything in life. This is why they say the secret is the feeling. This is why they say the word gratitude essentially means it's already done, right? If I were to give you this drink and you say thank you, you have gratitude because you already have it. It's in your hands, right? So the reason why we write our gratitude, the reason why we say thank you, thank you, thank you all the time is because it's already done. So I don't need to wait to be happy after the results. We can be happy before it even happens, knowing that it's on the way. And that feeling, that energy, when we go out and take the action with that energy, that is what's going to allow us to create. Not sitting here wondering, why me? Why does life keep trying me? Why do I have all of these things just seems to keep raining down? You know what that's going to bring about? More negativity, more things that we don't want more of. Sean says all the time, what happens in life when we can have more doing less? Have more doing less. And one of the biggest pieces of that is gratitude. Being grateful before it's even done and having a clear vision of what it is that we want, what it is that we desire, what is the body we want for the month of May? What does our business look like for the month of May? What does our social media look like for the month of May? And what is the personal development that we're going to go do to go ahead and do the inner work to allow all of this to shift? So here we go. Now I want to get into my training. Give me 5 minutes right here. 5 minutes. We touched on this last night, but I want to have this recorded so everybody can go back and look at this video at the first day of May on a Monday and have the blueprint, have the system to be able to go out and max out this month. You guys are ready to go out and max out this month? Drop a max out in the chat and let's get into it. So we've got 4 pieces to really go ahead and make this month the most, to max out this month and make the most of it. You ready? Because we've got Cancun coming in July. So everything that we're doing is leading towards Cancun. And even if you're not going to Cancun, this is just the vision. This is just the visual I like for you guys to get, because by the time summer comes, everybody has the summer parties, the barbecues, all of the sports games, and we're going to be the ones. Jim Rohn says, in the spring, we plant the seeds, and the summer gets a little bit hot, and now we get to go ahead and really reap the harvest. Well, this is that time. This is that time that allows us to really separate. And I know it because I've seen it year after year. So I know what happens during the season. So with me, I don't want to let any of you have this opportunity to let what we have in our hands slip through. I love everybody too much to let us do that. Why do you think the energy is just different? There's been a shift the second that May hit. Whatever we did in April, whatever we did in the past couple months, that's okay. I'm not worried about that. That was the practice. This is the time where we're able to step in the field and get in the game to go ahead and work on 4 pillars for this month of May. Now, it doesn't have to be all 4. If you guys would like to pick at least 3, I would like for you to pick at least 3. It doesn't have to be all 4, but let me go ahead and get into the training for today. So there's going to be 4 pillars for us all to focus on coming into this month that I've seen year after year that literally creates quantum leaps. This is not something that I made up. This is not something that I created. This is something that has been documented, proven, tracked, and tested. Okay? So here's the first pillar. That's right, Shane. We're coming for it all in the harvest season. You ready? Here's the first key. It's going to be personal. Sean calls it personal undevelopment, but personal development, right? That's the first key for any of us coming into this season. So even for this morning, the goal every single day for the morning, I'd love for you guys to be able to document your journey. Document it. You don't have to think about it too much. Just document it. If you read, if you journal, if you meditate, if you get a little bit of yoga session, just like I did this morning, throw it in there. Every day that you guys are doing that, you're not just inspiring yourselves, you're inspiring others. And this is a lesson, because if you can do it in the group chat and not be afraid to do it in front of the family, when you put that out on social media, I promise you, you are going to start becoming magnetic to leaders, to individuals who are ready to grow, to those who are sick and tired and being sick and tired. And you're going to become a person of influence, even if you don't even think about it. It's just going to happen naturally. Family, this is what happened to me. I didn't care to build a business at the beginning. I didn't care to really build my brand. But what I did was document the journey. I came in as a trader. I came in to really learn these skill sets. And that's what I did. I documented my morning routine. I documented me journaling, documented me getting onto the go lives. And people just started to ask questions. D, why are you so serious about this mentorship? What are you learning every day? What are these events you're going to? Why are you so tapped in? And I said, honestly, if you're hungry to learn, if this is a step that you're ready to go ahead and take, let's jump on a call and get a game plan. And I literally started building a global business on accident simply by becoming the best version of myself, number 1. And number 2, documenting the journey. You know what the truth is, family? Most people in the month of May, they're not going to get up and they're not going to journal. They're not meditating. They're not reading. They don't have mentorship. They're actually waking up the exact opposite. They're waking up looking at their phone. They're depressed. They're anxious. They're doing the same negative habits that they've been doing the last month. And people are going to be looking for change. I don't know about you, but I know what that feeling feels like. And I know eventually, you see, people change when it finally bothers them enough. For most people, they haven't taken that next step because it hasn't bothered them enough in their life. But you being consistent, us being able to be the light, I'm telling you, eventually that last string is going to get cut to where they're going to say, you know what? I'm sick and tired of clocking in today to people that don't appreciate me. I'm ready to go ahead and build a life for myself. I'm ready to go ahead and not just work a 9 to 5. I'm ready to go ahead and work a 5 to 9 for myself and build my dreams. But that came with the first pillar, personal development, self-development, the reading, the journaling, the gratitude, right? A lot of the things that go unseen, believe it or not, is eventually going to come to light. Nobody, family, to be honest, not everybody saw these 280 days but the family. Yeah, I was on social media, but not everybody really saw it. This is what happens behind closed doors that everybody sees. Oh, how'd you get so lucky? It was already written. It was already seen. It was already felt before it all happened. And now people are going to tell you, how'd you get so lucky? It's not luck. We put in the work. You see, when opportunity meets preparation, manifestation, or luck, they call it, explodes. Okay. So that's big. First key is going to be personal development, right? Number 2, and this is all understanding the vision and the mission for the month of May. You see, the vision for the month of May is all out massive action in all areas of our lives with extreme focus and intensity for 30 days. Forget about the 90-day sprint. I'm focused on just 30 days. Let's be consistent for for 30 days. Let's lay each brick as best we can lay it for 30 days straight. If you're with me, drop some threes. Because I'm telling you, this is going to kickstart it all. This run that we've been on for 200 something days, 300 something days for some of you, 20, 30, 50 days for some of you, to start this and put it into this blueprint is going to be a game changer for 30 days. What I'm about to go through, okay? So that's the vision for the month of May. Here's the mission. The mission is, our mission stays the same, which is mission 5,000. But in order for us to impact 5,000 lives, we must intentionally impact the lives of 100 people in the month of May. That's the goal. That's the goal, to impact 100 new lives coming into the month of May. And this is exactly how it's going to be done. You guys are seeing it. So here's step 2. Number 1 was personal development. 2 is going to be becoming a product of the product. So I have a question to ask everybody, and I'd like to hold everybody accountable so you can hold me accountable as well. You ready? Need my threes in there too. May's already done. Believe it. What is the product? What are the educators? What is the scanner that you're ready to go ahead and master for the month of May? Do you want to really go ahead and build your e-commerce store? Are you ready to build your brand? Are you ready to go ahead and get some serious withdrawals in the trading world? Do you want to help people get trips, get discounted trips? What is the area? What is the niche? What are the educators that we're going to be literally focused and intense on for the next 30 days? I'm telling you right now, I don't care what academy it is that you pick. I really don't. Because I can promise you this, all in for 30 days, not only can you learn the skill sets, you can actually start profiting in 30 days. I promise you can build a store and get ka-chings in 30 days. You can literally go on a demo account for 2 weeks and then go live and get profits in your next 2 weeks. You can start going on social media, build a brand, and get paid through ads, get paid through reels, shorts, and TikToks, right? Lives. Feel me? There's so many streams that are on the table right now. It's not even funny. DCX. You guys want to really go ahead and master the scanner. You want to dive in and have trades coming straight to your phone with Bitcoin and Ethereum with Swipecoin. I'm going to be all over it coming this month as well. Cedric, I'm all in DCX too. Believe it, brother. This is the time to really get educated, family. There's going to be so many over the next 12 to 18 months that are scared, fearful, have no idea what to do with their lives. And we're sitting here with more in our fingertips than anybody could ever even imagine. There's no need to be afraid. In fact, it's the opposite. Just like Warren Buffett says, while most people are fearful, the wealthy is drooling at the mouth, because in every disaster, there's opportunity. So understand that, family, that this is not a time to be afraid. This is the time to go all in, to learn these skill sets, to become the best version of ourselves, to be able to go ahead and give back to our family. We were talking about it last night. I don't know about you, family, but when I get off of these calls, okay, and I have to make phone calls from some of my family, and I have to pay some bills, and I see pictures of them, and I look at them in their face, they're getting older. Right? Some of them don't have any teeth. The gray hair is coming faster than ever. I'm seeing the hunch just come. And it just shows me time waits on nobody. And maybe some of you are in the same situation. Maybe some of you aren't. But for myself, I don't really have a backup. I don't really have anybody else to help. I am the one to be able to give back to my family. Right? Retired my mother. She never has to work another day. But it's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. So when we talk about everything that we're doing, forget about the money, forget about the ranks, and let's think about, who are we really doing this for? Because I tell you guys all the time, you might not do something for yourself, but if you think about it, you can tell me, will you do something for somebody that you love? Shane and Talina, they're in a whole different state right now. They traveled to the Carolinas to go ahead and give back and take care of his mother. Same thing. He is the one in the family to be able to give back. There is no backbone to lean on for some of us. We are the ones. You are the ones to go ahead and make that shift, to make that change. So there's stories that everybody's going through right now. And if you feel like there's a lot on your plate, if you feel like life seems heavy, if you feel like it just seems like there's so much weight right now, I want you to understand this. There's somebody out there that would give everything they have to step into your shoes and have the problems that you have right here, right now. Have the problems that I have right here, right now. right? Cedric, I'm the oldest between me and my brother. Shane, I'm the youngest in my family. There's no one else but me, right? So I got goosebumps. I got chills just thinking about it, because this is where the magic happens. You know how we talk about the secret is the feeling. You know how you all are vibrating right now. You know how you feel hot. You know how you feel your cells, your atoms are tingling right now. It's because you're at an elevated vibration. We're vibrating high right now. And this is where we can create. This is where we can go out and make the best version of ourselves happen. Okay. So number one is going to be personal development. Number two is going to be product of the product. What are we going to master? For myself, really diving into, the all-in pack. We've got everything now. If you guys want to get all these packages, and you can really start digging deep and figuring out what is for you. What package really resonates with your style of learning, with what it is that you want to go out and build. Okay. So that's number two, product of the product. No matter if 30 days, we can go out and see success in any of these areas. Cedric, love you too, brother. Okay, here's number three. For those of you that want to build a business, for those of you that want some residual income in your life, let me just go ahead and pause on this for a second, because I feel like this is important. For the longest time in my life, I never understood the power of residual income, right? Until I really got out of college and I got into real estate, and I started thinking about it. So hold on. So somebody, look at this. Somebody spent, let's say, $450,000 on this house right here. Okay, $450,000. Do you know how much they would get if they want to rent that house out right now? Maybe $1,800. Maybe. Okay. In this business, we have the ability to go out and create a residual income between $150, $600, $1,000. Let's just say even $1,000 residually. $250 every single week. Think about that. How much of a shift would that make in your life? I've seen other companies. I've seen other structures. Nowhere else pays, family, like IM pays. Nowhere. I've seen it. Think about that. Somebody's spending almost $400,000 to go out and make a little bit over $1,000. We're paying right around $200, $350. If you guys have the all-in pack, and we can go out and create not only residual income. Let me give you the acronym for residual income. The acronym for rich and poor. Those of you that have been around, you already know this, but it's key to not only learn it, but to then go out and teach it. Here's the acronym for rich. You ready? Residual income creates happiness. And then you have poor, right? Passing over opportunity repeatedly. So if you look at that, the power of residual income, if somebody goes and works at Verizon, if somebody goes and works at any sales job that exists, here's the difference. In any sales job, you only get paid one time. Let's say I work at Verizon, okay? If I work at Verizon, I get somebody on that self-service, guess what? I'm making Verizon so much money because they're paying them on that self-service every month. But isn't that funny how we only got paid commission one time, right? Same thing with almost any sales job. But the difference with the industry that we're in, you're still going to get paid from the work that you did in the past. Family, I'm still benefiting from the work that I did back in 2017. This is the power of residual income. The work that we do compounds. And I want to ask you the next question. Would you rather fund your e-commerce store? Would you rather trade? Would you rather fund your business and your ads with your money? Or would you rather use Christopher Terry's money? I'd rather use OPM. I learned that a long time ago. OPM, other people's money, is one of the most powerful pieces of leverage that any of us can use, right? So Christopher Terry, he actually does that. He understood the model of how the new world is working. You see, big brands, they're not paying money on ads. They're not paying money on radio, on TV. We're the word of mouth, right? You've never seen an Uber commercial. You've never seen a Lyft commercial. Why? Because they understand the power of people, how fast a word or a message can spread once it catches the wave. Why do you think a YouTube video gets 1 million views so fast? Because of word of mouth, because of trends, because of people talking. So when people see that you can actually have multiple streams of income right from your home, anywhere with Wi-Fi, anywhere in the world, family, it's just a matter of time before this company absolutely explodes. Just like it did during COVID. Literally, we went from pretty much 40,000 to over 250,000 customers inside of COVID and after COVID. because people started to understand we need more than just one stream of income. So guess what's going to happen over the next 12 to 18 months inside of this recession? Same thing. People know you cannot just have one stream. You're going to get wrecked. Family, this is what's going to happen coming into the future. We have the poor, we have the middle class, and then we have the rich, then we have the wealthy. Okay, so essentially three pieces. 1, 2, 3. What is about to happen is going to be revolutionary. You see this third piece, the middle class? This is going to be wiped out. And the gap is going to spread between the poor and the rich and the wealthy. And those that took advantage, those that invested, those that learned these skill sets right now are going to have the opportunity to catch one of the biggest wealth windows in history. And those that are not knowledgeable right now, that don't have mentorship, that have the same negative habits, that are listening to the news and listening to all these negative songs, they're going to be, I can't even put into words what is going to happen over the next handful of months, over the next 1 to 2 years for those that are not educated. I can only say my prayers goes out to you. This is the keys on how to break out of the matrix, family. This is it. This is a 1% of 1% conversations right now. Because we're going to be able to go back and look at this video right here, May 1st, 2023. And we had already talked about it. We were prepared. If you prepare to fail, you plan to fail. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Happened to my sister right now. She went in the morning to her job. They furloughed half of the company and half again tomorrow morning. Family, if you haven't seen the shift that's happening with AI, that's happening with the banks, that's about to happen with crypto, this is monumental. This is huge. She'll probably lose her job tomorrow, one stream of income, and just like that, gone. Yo, this is serious conversation. This is real stuff. And the last but not least, you ready? Here's the fourth one. This is such a deep conversation right now. Social media. I love it. I love it. Social media. Okay. The last piece, the last pillar is going to be building our brand. You want to know how to become recession proof coming into the next 12 to 18 months. Building a brand is going to be one of the most important things that any of us can do. Right? Because when you build a brand, guess what? You're no longer subject to just the government. You're no longer subject to the economy on what's going on in the news, what's going on in the media. Because guess what? Just like Jim Rohn says, we can create our own economy. When you have skill sets, when you have real value, you can create your own economy. You know Tony Robbins, you know he says, I can go out, I can make 4 million this weekend if I wanted to, with pressing one button. Boom. Presses one button, he hits his email list of millions of people to whatever value that he has. He can make 4 million in a weekend because he's built a list, because he's became a person of influence, because he's given value on a consistent basis. And now it doesn't matter what economy is going on. We can create our own economy, living a life by design, by building a brand. So when it comes to building our brand, what do you want to be known for? When somebody comes on your page, what are the 3 things that they're going to be like, okay, this is what they do? Just like when I look at Nike, when I look at Apple, we can just think about it in 2 seconds. How are people going to remember you? What value are we giving on a consistent basis? I'll give you guys 4 ways to go ahead and think about your Instagram, to think about your social media, okay? There's 4 ways to be able to go ahead and put out content to build your brand. Number 1 is going to be called the spiritual side, okay? The spiritual side of success. If you look at anybody who's great that's winning, I can promise you they have at least one of these 4, or they're actually combining a couple of them. So look at Alex Morton, Bob Proctor, right? Alan Watts, Neville Goddard. All of these individuals are talking about the spiritual side of success. And if you really understand what percentage is success between physical and what percentage of success is spiritual, somebody go ahead and give me that below. Who knows it? 54 years old, furlough, don't have to pay unemployment. Technically, they could bring you back or something. It's crazy, right? Who could tell me the difference? Right? Success is between 1 to 10% physical, 90 to 99% spiritual. So understanding this side of success is huge, is so crucial when it comes to really understanding this, okay? Here's the other side. Here's the second piece of value that anybody can give. This is lifestyle. If you look at any of the chairmen, right, a lot of the educators, you'll probably see a little bit of lifestyle. Now, here's the cool thing about lifestyle. It doesn't have to be luxurious. It doesn't have to be all these exotic places. Your lifestyle is anywhere that you are. Your home, wherever you live, you guys have all views in your city that you can go get content at, that you can go get phenomenal pictures and videos at. We all have it. We're all in different cities. It's not a lack of resources. Most of the time, Tony Robbins says it's a lack of being resourceful. Okay. So the second piece of content, 1 is spiritual, 2 is lifestyle, 3 is going to be education. Okay. Education. What type of value are we giving on a daily basis? I can go take a video of me in a penthouse, right? I was in the penthouse past couple of weeks. If I just post that picture, if I just post that video, nobody cares. No, everybody says all the time, I have to have all these cool places to go to get a lot of influence. That is the furthest thing from wrong as can be. You can be sitting right here in an RV, in your car, at home, in your living room, and be a person of value every day and build a bigger brand than somebody who's just trying to be flashy with no value. Telling you, promise you. Jim Rohn always says it. We get paid for the value that we bring. So every night, I'm always thinking about, I can't go to sleep unless I have new notes, unless I have new value to give. I couldn't get on this call every day at 11 with no new notes, with no new value. I would sound like a broken record, talk about the same things every day. So what's the value that we're going to be able to give every day? And I promise you, you're not going to get paid for it at the beginning, but it always comes back 10x. This is laws of the universe, right? So, and the last piece is going to be entertainment, right? Four ways to build your social media. 1 is spiritual, 2 is education, 3 is lifestyle, 4 is going to be entertainment, right? Nobody wants to see a robot. Nobody wants to just see work and business all the time. People want to see you, right? People join you for you. You all have hobbies. You all have things that you like to do. I love to play basketball. I love to go work out. That's some of my hobbies. And guess what? These hobbies that we have, they're going to allow us to start meeting other people, right? Creating new relationships, getting out there and getting uncomfortable, getting out of the house. So what hobbies do you like to do that we can start getting out there? There's events that are happening right here in our city. If you guys go ahead and go in your app store and you look up the app Meetup, you can find them. We all have events coming right here in our city. It's just taking the time to go ahead and look and do it. There's people to meet. There's ways to grow, but it takes being intentional, right? So that's the 4 ways to go ahead and build our social media. Now, let me go ahead and end it off with this, okay? Here's the last piece I want to go ahead and give everybody as we wrap it up for today. The 5 keys for mayhem, okay? The 5 keys to go ahead and wrap this together. Put a little bow, throw a little cherry on the top, okay? Number 1 is going to be your schedule. Planning the schedule for the month. Planning the schedule a day before. Jim Rohn says the best morning routine is planning the day out before it even happens. So what does the day look like before we even run into the day? What calls are we making? What go lives are we attending? What events do we have lined up for this week, right? What are we promoting for? What are the go live sessions that we're tapping into? Everything, when it's planned, watch the difference, watch the quantum leaps, okay? So structure is everything. Google Calendar, 2 things. Google Calendar is great on your phone, or even have a physical calendar. And as we go through and as we check off all 4 of these pillars, right? Personal development, social media, being able to do our personal development, social media, product of the product, and our business. If we check off all 4 of those for the day on my calendar, I'm going to draw an X. And if we only do half of it, we're only going to draw 1 line. So when we go and look at this calendar at the end of the month, we know exactly what it is that we did because the whole month was tracked. In order to break records, we have to what? Track our records, okay? So number 1 is going to be schedule. Number 2 is going to be a sense of urgency, okay? Every day counts. Every day, 30 days. How consistent can we be for 30 days? And I promise you, the momentum, the energy shift, right? The actions and the results that come from just staying consistent and staying with a sense of urgency is going to be like unlike anything that we've seen yet. You know what I've realized between chairmen and educators? What's the difference between them? One of the biggest things, if I were to identify one of the biggest 2 things between an educator, chairman, and anybody else, right, is their sense of belief and their sense of urgency. And matter of fact, that goes well outside of the business. That goes for sports. That goes for entertainment. That's for anything. Their sense of urgency. They moved with a little bit of passion. They moved with a little bit of pep in their step. You see, we're patient in the macro vision, but in the micro, in the day-to-day, we're very aggressive. And that's where things start to add up. So number 2, sense of urgency. Number 3, accountability. We're doing that with our calendar. We're doing that with our schedule. Calendar, Neno talked about it yesterday. It's one of the best accountability partners that we could ever have. Number 4, I got 2 more for you before we wrap up this call. Stick with me. Evaluation, right? In the past 4 months, so we just touched the 5th month, right? In the past 4 months, how well have we done in those 4 areas? How well have we done with our personal development? How well have we done with being a product of the product? Mastering any of these niches, right? How focused have we been on actually building the business, if that's something that you like to do, impacting lives? And last but not least, our social media. Have we been consistent? Do we have 5 to 10 stories up every day? Do we have at least 3 to 5 posts every single week to go ahead and really build our brand? You see, your brand is not for anybody else. Your brand is for you. And I want to help each and every one of you do that. I want you to have a logo. I want you to have a username, to have a bio, to have something that you feel proud of every single day. So you're excited to go to put out content. You're excited to put out value because this is you. You're not putting out this work for your boss. It's not for your job. This is building your dreams. It's one of the most worth things that we could ever do. So family, that's my training for everybody today. How to really go ham in the month of May for Mayhem. And this is the key points. This is 4 things that I'm focused on coming into this month very intentionally and with a lot of intensity. So family, if you guys are ready, draw some 3s down below. Let me know who's ready to go ahead and dominate this month of May. Mayhem. KT, absolutely still blasting Kevin Trudeau every day. If you guys have not tapped into Your Wish is Your Command, you guys can go ahead and access that. Where you already know we are locked in for the month of May. If nobody told you today, family, I believe in you. I'm proud of you. I'm so grateful for what is to come into all of our lives. And I know this is only just the beginning. It's your favorite entrepreneur family, Define Dreams. Remember, we can be, do, and have anything we can hold in our mind. We can hold it right here in our hand. The only thing that's left is for time to catch up. We got another episode coming tomorrow with Dreams to Reality. If you guys are ready to go ahead and be featured, shoot me a DM. I will see you guys on there. Dream Team, the month of Mayhem has officially begun. It's game time. Let's get to work.